Okay. Guys, everyone, we're going to start. Okay.
Nice energy.
And we are live for the Startup TNT Investment Summit 8 finale. My name is Adrian Mitchell. I'm one of the Startup TNT angel investors, and it's my distinct pleasure to introduce you to my co-MC, Crystal Phillips. Crystal, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. It's so nice to be back here. And holy, startups, venture, investors, Calgary, this is where it's at. Nice to see everybody. I'm Crystal Phillips, and I'm with Thin Air Labs and the co-founder of the Branch Out Neurological Foundation.
Right on. So this is the third anniversary of Startup TNT in Calgary. 3 years now we've been in Calgary. This is a big night for us. We have some incredible companies, some incredible people here. Thank you, everyone. We have an unbelievable turnout. This is super exciting. Crystal, I think anything you want to say before we get rolling into this? Crystal actually, for those of you who don't know, has way more experience doing this than I do. This is like your fourth time doing this?
He's talking about MCing. Not that old, Adrian.
Okay, well, before we begin, I want to say a few words. Tonight, we're going to listen to founders telling us the story of their journey thus far and where they are going. The power of storytelling connects us and inspires us and brings us together in this place tonight. In the spirit of reconciliation and honoring the narratives that have shaped this land, we need to acknowledge the Indigenous peoples who are the original storytellers of these territories. The Blackfoot Confederacy, the Tsuut'ina, the Nakota Nations, the Métis Nation, Region 3, and all the peoples who make their homes in this Treaty 7 region of southern Alberta. In this journey of creativity and innovation, let us remember that the stories we tell have the power to shape our world, and embark on this evening with a deep respect for this land, its stories, and its peoples.
Thank you, Adrian. So he gets to tell the very interesting parts about this land, and I'm going to tell you the less interesting parts, which is there is a bathroom up here, there's a bathroom down here, and for emergency exit, we go down the stairs in an orderly fashion, out the same way you came in.
Thank you, Crystal. Crystal, can you tell us what's happening today, what the agenda is for this evening?
Well, yes. So we start with introductions and welcome. I think we did that, check mark. And then we get to see some pitches. These are 5 incredible pitches from founders who are actually going to help shape our future. So listen up close. Then we have the investor deliberation. I always find that word a little bit intimidating, but this is where they talk about the pitches, the companies, and all the details around them to help make their decisions. And then we have the exciting part, which is the investment announcement. That's going to happen at 7:45. And then we get to have fun, make friends. I triple dog dare everybody to meet someone brand new tonight, because all I see are incredible people in this room, and that is my goal. And then, of course, in good startup TNT fashion, there is an after party right across the street at King Eddie.
Thanks, Crystal. And for those of you wondering, there's going to be, during the investor deliberation there is going to be food delivered down here. There's going to be pizza coming and other things. So the bar is closed during the pitches, but the bar will reopen while the investors go and mull over the final decisions.
I have a quick question on that. There's always so much beer. How do you afford this?
Thank you for asking. Thank you, Derek. You want to answer that question? No. Yeah, this brings up a good point. So we are not-for-profit. And all of our funding comes from our sponsors, founders, the government, and people who donate to the beer tab. So you can donate to the beer tab. We're going to give some shout outs later by e-transferring to cheers@startuptnt.com. Thank you for that question. And so now I'll just talk about TNT. You mentioned have fun and making friends. That is our logo. Have fun, make friends, build companies. We've been doing it since February 2020 was our first summit. We've done 26 summits. We've invested now, our angels have deployed just under $12 million into 84 companies. 29 of them here in Calgary, 84 companies. We have over 340 angel investors across the country, mostly in the prairies. And that we counted up the number of individual checks, and it's over 1,500 individual checks that we've taken in. And here you go, here's some of the logos on the wall. Crystal, do you Recognize any logos on the wall here?
I do. There are 3 logos on here where we have co-invested, meaning Thinner Labs Fund has also invested. That is Nimble Science, True Angle, and what's our other one? Oh, Arbor.
Yeah,
Those are the 3.
And all 3 of those won summits. Like
Oh, yeah.
Arbor and True Angle both won Summit 2, and Nimble won Summit 6. So pretty cool.
We're not bad at picking them.
Yeah.
I also recognize a bunch of other ones who work with our services team, funding Catalyst, product traction, and all the other good things we do for founders and early stage companies.
Right on, thanks. So I mentioned the funding for Startup TNT. We are a not-for-profit angel investment network, and we could not do this. We could not have these events. We could not support these companies without the support of our sponsors and funders. So I want to give some shout outs here to our core funding partners. We have Prairie's Can and Alberta Innovates. You're going to hear from both of them tonight. We also have our Best Friends Forever. These sponsors have been partners of ours for a long time. We have API and CBRE. We also have our best friends. We have MNP and RBCX, Boast and BDC, as well as some investment partners that are close friends like Accelerate Fund, Alberta Enterprise Corporation, and then newer partners like the Calgary Chamber and our newest partner, the Hunter Hub for Entrepreneurial Thinking at the University of Calgary. And we've been fortunate enough to have a couple of their students participating in this summit with us and sort of the future venture capitalists of our industry kind of working with us on some of our due diligence.
Oh, that's so great to hear. I think they deserve like whistles and claps and cheers.
Yeah, like a big shout out.
Thank you.
So now personal side, Crystal, why do you invest in startups?
This is a good question. Well, we also, just like Startup TNT, invest in startups in Alberta and the prairies because I don't know about any of you, but who else than Alberta and the prairie folk do you want to help build the future? Because that is what it means to invest in those early stage companies. These are the futurists. These are the people who see beyond sight. They imagine the future and they create it. And they have the audacity and the courage and all of those resilient skills, despite often being told that they can't do it. They go for it anyways. These are the people that build the future. And I'm pretty proud Albertan. I don't know about anyone else here. So why not Alberta? Why not the prairies to be building the future and what's next?
Well said. Well said. Okay, so many people have been at our events before. They know what we do. We have lots of people here who I know have raised money or have been on this stage. But for those who don't, how does it work? So at TNT, we are an angel investment network. So we have angel investors here in the crowd and at home on their live streams and on vacation on their live streams who have pre-committed $5,000 minimum to the winner of the summit. So they didn't even know who was going to apply to the summit. They pre-committed way up front and said, yes, whoever wins, I will participate and they will get my investment of $5,000. The investors then spent 8 weeks collaborating on due diligence. There is research on this. Collaborative decision making often results, or more often results, in better decisions than individual decision makers. And lastly, then tonight, we then go, we deliberate, we vote on the winner, and that winner, we go get the minimum checks, the minimum amount that was pre-committed. Additionally, for every summer to date, we've had more than one deal done. Our average is between 3 and 4, it's like 3.4 deals per summit. So between 3 and 4 companies on average get funded in every summit. So the investors will go up and they will also decide whether they want to invest in additional companies. So it's not just about the winner tonight, it's about all the companies pitching. Lastly, and this is somewhat new, Startup TNT also started TNT Capital Venture Capital Fund. It's a smaller fund, it's a $5 million fund where many of our angels are now LPs in the fund. The fund co-invests with the angels in the winner, $50,000. 70% of the fund is held back for follow-on rounds, and then the fund also assigns some of our people in our network to work with the companies as venture partners. So we're deeply invested in the companies in our portfolio. So Crystal, do you want to talk to this one?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a pretty cool slide. Obviously, you can see the numbers here, 186 Startup TNT angels, that means investors. And over almost $5 million have been invested in these startups in the future. And then 29 companies are funded. And I heard that actually half of those companies are also female-led, and 21% are BIPOC-led, which is very cool to see.
That's right. And another cool thing, if you're sort of a Calgary homer, I mean, only half of those angels are actually Calgary angels. Angels from across the country have actually invested their dollars in Calgary companies, and I think that alone is a huge achievement and something we should all really celebrate. So I want to give it up to the Calgary Angels of Calgary investors. Thank you. Okay, so tonight, what's happening? This is not the only place we're doing this. We have Calgary Summit, we have an Edmonton Summit, we have a Saskatchewan Summit, and a Manitoba Summit. We are having this event right now. It started an hour ago in Saskatoon and in Winnipeg. We are going to have 4 winners tonight. We're going to have lots of deals done. We had over 100 investors participate. We had over 20 startups pitching tonight. It says 700 on the slide. I can tell you officially we're approaching 1,000 people have registered to be a part of this event across the prairies. And we got 5 after parties. We're even doing an after party in Regina. We're doing after parties in Calgary, Edmonton, Regina, Saskatoon, and Winnipeg. The companies are going to do 4-minute pitches and then a 2-minute Q&A afterwards. And your job is to cheer on the presenters. So who's pitching tonight?
Okay, we've got Human, Mastrius, Retinalogik, Stelor, and Wildfire Robotics. Let's give them a cheer just to warm them up, get them comfortable and excited.
That's right. 5 pitches, 4 minutes to pitch, 2 minutes of Q&A. I encourage you all, take out your phone, scan that QR code, learn more about these companies before they pitch, because before we get there, I have a special guest I want to introduce. Some of you may have seen her come in. The Premier of our province, Mrs. Danielle Smith.
Well, Adrian, thanks so much for having me here this evening. I was just saying to Neil, how you've grown. I think I was here for your first pitch night in this facility 3 years ago, and I just want to thank Adrian and Jade and Neil and Idan for teaching me a little bit about tech investing. I took part in a couple rounds. Waitwell was the one that was one of the winners in the year that I was there. Really amazing. Really amazing company. But I'm so pleased in the new role that I have, and to see our name up on the board through Alberta Enterprise Corporation, which has been, I think, a close friend of the organization, as well as Alberta Innovates. We're doing work to help with accelerators. We're giving money as well to support AI at the University of Alberta, as well as supporting the quantum computing program at the University of Calgary. We want to keep on providing support, so anything that you can let us know that we need to do to support the community. I've got a fantastic technology and innovation minister, Nathan Glubish. He's the one who suggested to me we needed to have a standalone separate department, so anybody who wanted to invest in tech knew that we were taking it seriously. And I can tell you, in the past 5 years, we've seen venture capital in this province grow from 34 million a year up to 729 million last year. We're on track, I think, for another record year. We might have a little bit to do with that, but I know that startup TNT has a heck of a lot to do with that, with our partners as well in the federal government. We do get along on some things we can collaborate on. And I should just say one thing that you probably saw this past week, that you will now be able to advertise for software engineers in Alberta without the PNGs coming back at you on that. So anything we can do to support the community, I think it's amazing the work you do, and I'm looking forward to seeing the pitches tonight. Thanks, Adrian.
Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for all your support. Alberta Innovates and AC, incredible partners and founders of ours. So, one more QR code. This QR code is what you guys can give to these startups here. Feedback. Some companies are going to get money tonight, but every company can get feedback. These founders are putting their hearts and souls into these businesses. You know, let's help them improve their pitch, give them some feedback. If you have a connection you can make for them, put it in there. We would love it and we'll put this QR code up between every single pitch. We would love it if you guys could scan this and give some feedback on the pitches as they pitch. That would be fantastic. So with that, I don't think there's anything else to say.
I think we're ready to go.
Okay,
Let's
so
get off
we're
of the
gonna
stage.
We're going to have a partner of ours introduce the companies for each one, and we're going to have one of our investors do some Q&A. And so first up, though, I'd like to introduce our Q&A investor for the first company, Mr. Cam Baywell from MNP. Tell us a little bit about their MNP, because they are one of our best friend sponsors in Calgary.
Thanks, Adrian. All right, so as part of our sponsorship with M&P, Adrian asked what I wanted out of it, and I said I wanted to talk after the most famous person in the room, so I think you did a good job. We'll renew our sponsorship. Thanks, Danielle, for everything you do. I love seeing all the work in the social media and the news every day, make fighting for Alberta. This was my first summit as an investor, and also M&P's first summit as a sponsor nationally. And it's been incredible. As you know, matching the investors and the founders is a really special cause. It gets bigger and bigger every year. So make sure you're telling your friends and family and clients and other founders and everybody in your ecosystem. For us, everybody in this room is who we want to be working with every day and trying to add value for. Whether it's doing bookkeeping for a couple $100 a month to fractional CFO services as you get ready to raise money, to your year-end tax and financial statements and shred claims. Happy to have a conversation anytime. Keep up the good work, keep attending these events, and thank you for all the support.
Thank you, Cam. Okay, and so to introduce the first company, sorry, I got to stand between the checks. So thank you, Cam. To introduce the first company, we have Derek Armstrong from Prairie Scan. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely something to write home about, or Justin about, going after the premiere. I've been up here about 4 times now, and this is a first that the premiere is sitting right there. So as someone I respect quite a lot. So I'm Derek Armstrong with Prairie's Economic Development Canada. So federal government, we've invested hundreds of millions of dollars into the tech ecosystem here in Calgary and Alberta. It is in my mind, we are getting an absolutely amazing ROI on that investment. Calgary's tech sector is one of the hottest, is the hottest tech sector in all of Canada. When we're seeing, absolutely, by far. We are seeing the rest of Canada's tech sectors and venture capital investment slowing down, unfortunately. So there's been a 25% decrease in VC investment in the rest of Canada over the last quarter, and a 5% increase in Calgary. So how amazing is that? So, and there's so many other eye-opening signals that just fascinate me every single day. So without further ado, I would love to introduce Ryan Akers of Huumans with 2 U's. And this company is looking to disrupt how business services are delivered. And there's some real heavy hitters behind this company, so I hope Ryan talks about that. Good luck, Ryan.
Thanks very much, Derek. Really appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. We are honored to be kicking off the TNT finale. We've got a group of humans here that's really thrilled and honored to be here tonight. So thank you for the opportunity, and thank you all for joining us tonight. So when I presented in front of you last, I discussed that dreadful statistic of 50% of small businesses failing in the first 5 years. Now that's a big problem given that over half of Canadians are employed by SMBs. Imagine what it would be like if SMBs were able to get their ideas to market and solve the most pressing issues that we face without getting tripped up over financial issues. That's what Huumans was built to solve. We're driven to improve the quality and the understanding of the complex financial data that business owners make critical decisions on. We're here to guide founders along their journey to becoming change makers. This is the Huumans ecosystem. We started with the strategic entry point of agile bookkeeping, and we've expanded into accounting services. We're building financial services right now, and this is all interwoven by our proprietary AI engine called Quota. Now, we were founded by a seasoned team, the team that successfully built and exited WagePoint. We're guided by an incredible advisory board that saw our mission and decided that they wanted to get behind and help us succeed. So where does Huumans fit in? Larger accounting firms are offloading services for small to medium businesses because they can't make high enough margins on it, and business owners are kind of caught in the crossfire. That's where Huumans comes in. We're a technology-forward, high-margin solution that offers 24/7 support, weekly reconciliations, white labeling for CPA firms, and AI analytics. Our business model is scalable and sticky. So we've got a $75,000 lifetime value, and we have plans that allow us to be along the journey of the founder from startup to enterprise. And our market is large, 34 million SMBs in North America, with 1.2 million being created every year, and a SOM of 885 million. And we have competitors as well who are helping to solve these issues. But where we've built our strategic moat has been the fact that we've been able to successfully marry the services and the SaaS with the data and the accounting. And that's allowed us to build high margins, improve our services to our clients, offer more comprehensive services, and help to enhance this. So meet Quota, Huumans AI Copilot. Quota aggregates and turns large amounts of data into actionable insights like benchmarking and smart budgets. So Quota can go through your entire income statement and compare your business to that of your closest competitors and show you where you're doing better or doing worse so you can build a more efficient business. So our traction, we've built Quota, it's being used right now. We're launching version 2 in December. We built our accounting side. We're launching financial services in December as well. December's a big month. We're expanding into the US now, and we have plans to go global. And since bringing our first client on board last year, we've since grown to 1.3 million in annual recurring revenue. So our ask, $2.5 million to help us hire developers here in Alberta to help advance our Quota AI engine, help hire sales staff to help advance our go-to-market, and launch our first ever marketing campaign. So we haven't marketed yet. We've built strategic partners with companies like Xero and QuickBooks to launch or to grow our business. So we're looking forward to a marketing campaign that can help us expand across Canada and the US. So to recap, why invest in Huumans? We have the seasoned team that's done it before through good times and bad, sticky recurring revenue that's both diversified and scalable. So we're expanding into the US right now. We have our game changer AI Copilot Quota, and we have a clear path to exit with a CPA firm, large or mid-size, a data company like Bloomberg, or even a bank being a suitable choice. So thank you. Happy Innovation Week. We'll see you at the after party.
Thanks, Adrian. Great pitch, Ryan. You spoke really well. A couple questions for you. So after the holiday season, we get done all the Christmas parties. What are you excited about in 2024?
Yeah, 2024 is going to be a big year. We're expanding into the US right now. We can't wait for the new version of Quota to come out so we can really offer that book or benchmarking to our clients. And our financial service is going to be well on its way as well.
Awesome. Next question is, you have two revenue streams, which is unique for a startup in your space, consulting model and a SaaS model. Why both? And yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, thanks for asking that question. So when we founded Huumans, we had the idea for the AI engine first. And as it was being developed, we realized that we have to get data to be able to make this AI engine efficient. So we thought, okay, we need to work with an accounting firm to get this data. And then we decided to create our own accounting firm and vertically integrate it in a way. So the services is making the SaaS more efficient, and the SaaS is making the services more efficient as well. So it's a really well-run model.
Makes sense to me. Last question is, what's next on the development cycle of Quanta?
Yeah, so benchmarking is coming out in about 2 weeks, which we're pretty excited about. And after that, we're going to focus on really nailing down that smart budgets. And then after that, we're talking to clients right now and CPA firms to determine what the biggest needs are. We've had some suggestions come up on foreign exchange and things like that. Once the foundation's built, we can build modules for public sector. We can build it for agriculture, you name it. So it's a really exciting time.
Awesome. Thank you. It's been great working with you over the last 8 weeks. Well done.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Way to get us started. Introducing our next company is Stefan from Alberta Innovates. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you very much. Okay, hands up. How many people here know Alberta Innovates? Okay, yeah, I know you do. Okay, good. I was going to give you the long version. There's no need for me to tell you that. A lot of familiar faces here, a lot of clients, a lot of my clients. Alberta Innovates, we bill ourselves as Alberta's innovation engine. We're here to support technology and knowledge-based innovation to transform Alberta's economy from a resource-based economy to a technology and knowledge-based one. Alberta Innovates works across industries, so we're industry agnostic. We don't care where you are. We have groups that support health solutions. We have groups that support clean tech, clean energy production, figuring out what to do with bitumen beyond burning it, ag tech, biotech. And if you're an early stage startup like many of you are here, you're going to be working with somebody on the team that I'm on, which is called Entrepreneurial Investments. So I've got 9 colleagues that work with me across the province working with early technology stage startups. We're here to help you build that technology out and help you build your business so that when your technology is ready to go, your business is there to support it. And as much as you're going to come to us first, ask about how much money can I get and where, what do I have to do to get it, we're going to ask you some questions that you probably don't know the answers to, but you should, because we're going to push you on who's your customer, what problem are you solving, how many are there, all these things that these investors want to hear because they're interested in your revenue story, okay? And you're building something to solve a problem, not just because you think it's cool, okay? So, enough about Alberta Innovates. I'm here to introduce our next presenters here. Now, they've given me this really long presentation, and I was told to keep it really brief, and I'm going to say that our next presenter is an exciting software as a medical device company revolutionizing the vision testing experience using virtual reality to replace the non-portable, expensive, uncomfortable equipment you're used to seeing when you get your eyes examined. So everybody put your hands together for Retinalogik.
Thank you. When was the last time you saw something that made you stop and appreciate the moment? Maybe it was a loved one laughing at your bad joke, or maybe it was the fall leaves, or what's left of the fall leaves floating gracefully this time of year. Or maybe for this crowd, it's the glorious green check mark in your QuickBooks account. In all seriousness, good vision is something we often take for granted. 2.2 billion people suffer from vision impairment worldwide, and for half of those, it could have been prevented or still can with early detection and treatment. But you can't treat what you can't detect. In order to treat these conditions and stop them from progressing, you need to have access to equipment. Now, the last time you visited the optometrist, you might have noticed this piece of equipment here, but I bet you didn't know that it cost $50,000. It's expensive, it takes up real estate, it's not portable, and it adds barriers to care. It can be difficult for people with mobility issues or with language barriers to get this test done. Hi, my name is Julia, and I co-founded Retinalogik to remove those barriers to care. Using our software, we can perform the same test on virtual reality instead. We can save 60% on total cost of ownership. It's 53% faster, and we have languages built in that speak to the patient in their own language to instruct them throughout the test. And not only that, but it's also portable, so you can use it anywhere in the clinic and beyond. We're the only ones who can recreate the same light optics using a light-based method of testing in the virtual reality for the most accurate results. Plus, it's faster than competitors. So far, we've already completed our trials showing non-inferiority with the gold standard. We've already piloted with customers and chain prospects who have over 5,000 clinics and 21 million in annual recurring revenue potential. And we're also launching across Canada with optometrists and ophthalmologists. In fact, I'm going to share 2 metrics that I haven't shared with anyone else today. So we launched 2 months ago, and so far we've already generated over 6 figures in revenue. And we've improved access to care for 700 people in Canada who previously didn't have access to this test. Yeah, it's very exciting. and we're just getting started. Our goal is to hit 1 million by 2027. Not only that, but our goal is to also replace not only $50,000 worth of equipment, but $100,000 worth of equipment by constantly adding more tests to perform on our platform. So we have 20 more tests in our product pipeline, and by applying AIs developed by my co-founder during his PhD to combine the results of these tests on one platform with the tests already performed in the ophthalmology clinic to detect and predict conditions sooner. So, what do we need today? We need $500,000 to double the exams in our exam suite, to pursue more regulatory approvals, and to generate $600,000 in annual recurring revenue potential. I met my co-founder Abdullah at a hackathon around 4 years ago for healthcare innovation, and we started this around 2 years ago. And since then, we've grown our team to build up a team with over 35 years of ophthalmology experience, 30 years of software development, 15 years of regulatory, and 8 years of business operations. So help us to create the most universal, wearable vision screening tool available on the market so that we can help millions keep seeing the world clearly. Thank you.
So Julia, hi everybody. Julia, that's great. I am wearing contacts tonight, and I've been subject to a lot of those tests over the years. A couple of questions for you. First one is a two-parter. You talked about the 700 people that you've given more access to. Can you expand on that? But I guess I really want to know is it an issue in Canada?
Yeah, definitely. That's a great question. So I'll answer that in two parts, starting off with kind of the people that we're accessing in those situations, and then also the problem in Canada. So in those situations, that's tele-ophthalmology, tele-optometry clinics that actually go to seniors' homes and do screening there. So for seniors, if you have mobility issues, if you're bedridden, you can't get this test done. So they're actually going and visiting and doing the screening, and before they didn't have this test because there was no portable kind of version of it. You can't move this fax machine over to them, and now they actually do have access to this test. And then also for newcomers as well, there's a free optometry clinic and a really good Calgary-based NGO that provides services called Nations Vision that provides optometry services.
Yeah, that's a great story on access. The part that I also want to know, just to continue on that thread, is you talked about the seniors, and this is technology. My parents are seniors now. They're not great at technology. How are they receiving this?
Yeah, that's a great question too. It's one of the first things people bring up too is I could use this, but I don't know if my grandma could. And so when we were doing our validity trials, we actually also did a usability trial at the same time to assess how people reacted to it. And 93% of patients felt more comfortable using our system compared to the gold standard. And most of those were elderly senior patients.
That's great. And I have one last one. This is more of a personal one. I have an Oculus at home. So can I just go download this and put it on my computer to use?
Yeah, that's a great question. So you won't find it on the App Store today. But the way we built it to be platform agnostic so that ideally in the future, you would be able to just download this and we could increase accessibility to eye testing that way. Because right now, I think 23% of Americans have a VR headset just sitting in their home.
Fantastic. Thank you. Retinalogik, everybody.
Thanks, Oscar.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next up, Stephanie from RBCX is going to introduce the next company. And our investor, Curtis Fairhurst, you're on deck to ask Q&A. So thank you. Go ahead, Steph.
Thanks, Adrian. Hello, everyone. Great to see you all. I'll speak. I'm going to start with RBCX and a few of our fellow team members that are here in the audience today. RBCX aims to connect and strengthen Canada's technology ecosystem. And I'm one of 3 relationship managers in Calgary that support high-growth tech companies in early stage, life science, and clean tech industries, as well as all other tech verticals. We are strategic banking and growth partners for our clients, connecting them to a platform of resources of operational specialists, thought leadership, and connecting them to the right ecosystem partners that catalyze their growth. RBCX is also an LP in a number of tech VC firms across the country. So check out rbcx.com/capital and you'll get to see where we're investing into. I also want to take a moment here to appreciate all of you who have taken this time this Thursday night to celebrate the entrepreneurial ideas that are in my hometown of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Round of applause to everyone for coming tonight. The warmth in this audience is iconic of Startup TNT. So again, another round of applause to the team as well for bringing this all together here. All right, Peter, come on up from Wildfire Robotics.
Can you hear me now? Good. Oh, I spoiled it. I want you to take a moment to think about your relationship with wildfire. This is mine. My son is about 6 weeks old now, and as I develop my relationship with him, I think about what his future will look like. What his summers will look like. Will they be smoky? Will they be devastating? Will he see communities get ravaged and our ecology get destroyed? I certainly hope not, but when I look at wildfires and look at the statistics, they are indeed getting worse. They're getting more intense and they're damaging more than ever before. In fact, there's a recent study that showed that total cost of wildfires in the US was over $800 billion per year. And that's because it exists as an absolutely massive scale. This is a map of wildfires over the past 100 years in Canada. I can throw a pin at that map and probably hit an area bigger than the city that you're standing in. Legacy methods haven't changed drastically in the past 100 years, and emerging technology focuses on before and after the fire. Key elements of solving the wildfire crisis, but not the whole picture. We need improvements to our capacity. And we have a solution. We have built a robot that can contain, mop up, and monitor wildfires in real time without the need of dozer guards, aerial drops, or armies of people. And I want to share with you what value that creates for our customers, which, by the way, is everybody in this room, because we all live with wildfire. Wildfire agencies have to do three main things when they're dealing with wildfires in the landscape. They have to first contain them. This is done with aerial drops, which are visibility limited, dozer guards, which often fail, and manual methods, which are dangerous. With the firewall in the future, we self-propel and remotely control a long, skinny robot and stop that fire with technology. The second thing that needs to be done is mop up. This is where water is applied to the entire perimeter of a stopped wildfire. This can be hundreds of kilometers long, and it's very difficult for agencies to get the people and water to this interface. With the firewall, we already have the water there, and we have nozzles that we can control. So we can distribute the water with our machine or help out the crews by giving them the water they need. And the last thing is to monitor the wildfire. This is where agencies check to make sure that that perimeter is held and stays that way. They do that with satellites, aerial surveillance, and boots on the ground observations, which are fantastic, but they're not in real time. With the firewall, we have sensors along the entire length. We can sense a change and then stop it. This makes the firewall very competitive with legacy methods because we're fast, we're long, and we're large. We don't use very many people, so those people can go and do other very value-added tasks, and we don't put people in harm's way. The opportunity is large. There's a $900 million advanced containment technology market in North America. And we have lots of traction. We've built 3 prototypes. We've deployed in 11 different locations, and we've stopped a fire. And behind me is a picture of our pilot demonstration with Alberta Wildfire and FP Innovations. And it was successful enough for us to go into contract negotiation this fall with some paid pilots next spring. And we want to use those paid pilots to build credibility in advance of scaling. We want to build one system and operate it for 50 days so we can earn $500,000. Our business model is to be a robotics as a service company as well as an OEM reseller. And we have a plan to earn $10 million in year 3 by building and operating 5 of our systems. Our team has a history of building industrial robotics, and we're really excited to apply our knowledge to this very important problem. And we have a host of advisors, both in wildfire and business. We are raising $1.25 million so we can build 2 systems and operate them over 2 years and build that credibility I was talking about. I'll return back to the question I asked you at the beginning, which is to think about your relationship with wildfire and what you want to see in the future. We're making a difference in it, and we hope you can join us on that journey. Thank you.
Great pitch, Peter. A couple of questions for you tonight. Awesome experience with robotics. How are you filling the gap with experience in wildfire fighting and government contract negotiations?
Yeah, wildfire fighters are actually very friendly, intelligent people, and they've been very helpful. So we've talked to over 65, both US and Canada and abroad, at different levels of operation. And they've been teaching us about wildfire and giving us feedback on what we're building. We don't have direct experience with contract negotiation, but we're learning, and we are looking for expertise in that regard. But one thing I'll say about wildfire is that all useful assets are deployed during a wildfire season. And so we really need to win by just doing a really good job. So we need to nail those pilots, and then we'll get operational support.
Great. Okay, tell us about the pilots and deployments. Who's interested in seeing this deployed? Who do you have lined up?
So Alberta Wildfire is the big one. They've been really helpful so far. But we also have interest from Parks Canada, Finesse, which is a fire agency in BC. We have a private asset owner in BC who wants to see it deployed, and also some counties in Alberta.
Excellent. Okay, last question for tonight. Tell us more about mop-up specifically and why you're focusing on that as your beachhead.
Yeah, there's 2 main reasons for mop-up. So mop-up is done every day of the wildfire season, and it occurs over such a great distance. So that gives us a lot of opportunity to deploy our system, learn, refine, and get it right. And it also can happen day or night. So it just gives us a lot of time to go and learn about wildfire and learn about our system. And the second part is we've already proven that we can do it with our prototype that we tested with Alberta Wildfire this summer. In fact, that's really what they want to use it for in the beginning. And it's such a great place to start. And we're excited to do it.
Excellent. Thanks very much. Round of applause for Peter.
Okay. Before we introduce the next one, I want to just say a quick apology. I told you all that the QR code was going to be on the slide between every pitch, and now it is. So we've had 3 pitches.
You did it.
And it wasn't up here for the last 2, but here it is. Please scan the QR code, get there. If you don't want to, if you want to type it in, it's startuptnt.com/feedback. startuptnt.com/feedback. With that, I will pass it back to Crystal.
Okay. Does everyone see what I mean about these companies actually building our future? Pretty exciting. And we still have 2 more to go in the top 5. And introducing our next one is EB from BDC, and doing the Q&A is Loren, like Ralph Lauren, doing the Q&A after. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm EB from BDC. I'm sure many of you are dying to know what is BDC. Well, we're a Crown Corp with the sole mandate of supporting Canadian entrepreneurs, and we do so through our financing, advisory, and venture capital arm. Certainly, if anyone wants to learn more about how we're supporting Canadian entrepreneurs here in Calgary, I'd be happy to chat after the pitches. But without further ado, actually, we'll probably just kind of jump right into it here. I'm going to introduce to you a founder that's created one of the largest online artist communities globally, I imagine. This is Mike DeBoer from Mastrius. Mastrius provides the world's creatives with mentorship and community so they can have the success and the connections that they so desperately want. Our annual revenue is $830,000. We're active in 34 countries, and we're working to close our $1 million round.
I was 7 years into my career as a self-taught artist when I hit my DIY ceiling. I got as far as I could go on my own. And like most artists, I worked in my studio alone and isolated. And I was finally motivated to go to my first art workshop to learn from a famous master artist I completely admired.
That must have been expensive.
Mike, let me tell you, it cost hundreds of dollars. I had to drive hundreds of kilometers, pay for 3 nights in a hotel, but I got to work with my hero, one of the best artists in Canada.
So what happened?
Well, it changed everything. Learning the master's technique was huge, but I also got to stay in touch with him afterwards because he became my mentor, a fluke, rare opportunity few artists ever get.
Wow, are you ever lucky?
Call it luck or a godsend. I got to be in a long-term, meaningful professional relationship with a master who said, Julie, I want to help you get as far as you want to go in your career. And he did. And I did. And now I'm a successful, internationally collected artist selling my work for thousands.
So what you're saying is, if only it had been easier and more affordable.
And from the comfort of my studio, yes, I wouldn't have waited 7 years isolated to get the support, the encouragement, and the training I needed to succeed.
So the global creatives training industry is worth a whopping $130 billion and growing at 10% per year. The entire education industry is in the midst of disruption, and we're experiencing a revolution in social connectivity.
That means the world is ready for Mastrius.
Mastrius is experiencing strong traction. We have over 700 memberships, each paying over $100 per month. That's monthly recurring revenue.
Artists come for the master because we give them access to their heroes, access like they've never had before.
And they stay for the community. The artists tell us that not only are they learning everything they need to succeed, but they're discovering their tribe. They're discovering life-giving supportive community.
This makes Mastrius sticky for members. A whopping 1/3 of members will stay at Mastrius at least 3 years.
So Mastrius is a B2C managed marketplace where creatives who have hit their DIY ceiling, like Julie did, get personal feedback from their hero, from their choice of master artist in a small peer group over video conference.
Masters come to Mastrius because we make it easy for them to give back, which they're passionate about, and they get paid to do it.
And they're bringing more and more of their business to Mastrius. Our data tells us that our buyer pick marketplace has achieved the key milestone of supplier side liquidity.
What Mike is trying to say is Mastrius is sticky for mentors too.
So Mastrius is the only platform that provides a high value combo of live feedback from an expert along with curated peer community. We have plans to scale in the coming years. This next year, we're going to expand our mentorship groups into different languages, starting with Spanish and then French.
We already have a few tech projects underway that will allow us to scale our mentor and member onboarding.
And we have big plans to expand into different creative verticals, everything from songwriting, culinary arts, photography, filmmaking, fashion design, and so much more.
We already have serious interest from one of the biggest names in the singer-songwriter industry out of LA. He has a community of 13,000 aspiring songwriters, and he wants us to bring Mastrius to them in the new year. We are raising $1 million to triple our size.
And we'll do that with our projects that both accelerate growth and decrease churn. This round is co-led by Metiquity Ventures and by an angel investor experienced with marketplace startups.
So join us. Help us bring success and community to the world's creatives.
Well, thank you so much to Mike and Julie. I am personally very excited to see where this goes as a creative myself. So on to the questions. I have to ask the obvious question here. It seems obvious because I said to my husband, what do you all think of Mastrius? And he says to me, well, why don't the mentors just take all the artists and self-organize? So why Mastrius?
Well, we make it so very easy for them to do what they love, and they want to spend their time making art, talking about art, teaching art. They don't want to do the administration and the tech. So we take care of all of that so they can literally show up and shine. They love it.
Oh, and the navigator model. So we have these navigators, these teaching assistants. One of them gets paired with every mentor, and they're there to just make the job easy for the mentor. And so many of our mentors now tell us that they'll never teach again without the support of a navigator.
I love it. So easy, focus on the art, none of the admin work that most of us, at least me, don't really like. Great. Next question. how many raises do you think it'll take to be profitable?
So this raise, successful raise, will bring us to profitability in early 2025. There is no need for another raise to get to that point. We do, however, plan to raise additional capital because we have big plans for Mastrius. We want to accelerate growth and bring it across the whole world.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Mike and Julie. Another round of applause for Mastrius.
All right, and next up, last pitch of the night. I don't know if we can get the QR code up again, if it's possible. There we go. Remember to give the feedback. We have one more pitch tonight, and it's my pleasure to introduce Curtis Griffith from Boast, one of our best friend sponsors, and asking questions will be Dan. So thank you, Curtis.
Thanks, Adrian. Great to be here again and with you all. So Boast is a full service technical consultancy that helps you file your SRED tax credits. So if you need that government cash and you need it fast and you don't want to spend that much time doing it, Boast was a business founded here in Calgary. We're now across Canada. We help close to 700 tech and software companies across Canada, as well as about 600 in the United States, access our SRED tax funds. Another thing that we do, I'm doing this for a couple of years now, is finance those ITCs that shred cash. So if you need that money in your bank account a little bit faster, heaven forbid, why would you need that? To maybe hire, to maybe grow, to go a little bit faster. We can finance that cash and get it into the business up to 15 months faster than traditional shred processes. So if any of that sounds interesting to you in non-dilutive capital and getting that capital into your account faster, Boast is your partner. So I know everyone wants to talk about tax credits more, so I'll be here all night. So you can ask all your R&D tax credit questions. But without that, I'd like to move on to why everyone's actually here. Our final pitch of the evening to introduce Stephen Stelor.
There's a $10 trillion in condo assets across North America in an industry that lacks data, knowledge, insights, and tools. I'm Steve Laidlaw, founder of Stelor. We are confident in the need, the opportunity, our product, and our ability to grow and expand inside this market that exists in $10 trillion worth of condo assets. I'm excited about the fantastic team that we've already built and laser focused on expanding and developing that team further. We want to conquer the issues that exist in condo capital management and in condo ownership. There's a huge issue that exists in this massive condo or massive asset class, which is the $10 trillion in condo assets. This massive problem has created a massive opportunity for us. So Stelor, these are our core values. These are the things that we talk about every single day. Be decisive. That means follow your gut and make decisions quickly. Stay committed. You're going to fail fast, but you'll stick with it and we will succeed. Hustle. It won't be pretty. We're going to be inquisitive. Be inquisitive. Ask questions and challenge the status quo. Improve. Challenge yourself and your colleagues to continue to get better. And finally, and most importantly, winning. And what does winning mean? Winning means winning new clients, winning new investment, winning big contracts, hiring that new exceptional employee that's hungry and wants to win, providing exceptional customer service, developing industry-leading products, and of course, winning startup TNT. These are our values. And if we do these things, we will make money damn near automatic. That should be exciting to you as investors because automatic money is pretty awesome. That's what we're trying to achieve here at Stelor. All right, so what do the next 24 months look like? Well, we plan to do a lot of winning. So first and foremost, we are going to hire 9 additional full-time employees. So our team is currently 5. We're going to hire 9 additional into our sales team, our ops team, and our product development teams. Through Stelor BLD, we believe we can accelerate our data acquisition by 5 times. In doing so, we are going to drive additional clients, additional opportunities for revenue, and most importantly, continue to build the moat and protect our position as first movers in this space. In doing so, we're also going to drive new revenues and grow our existing $400,000 per year in annual recurring to $1.2 million. That's a 3x over the next 2 years, and that's going to set us up to raise our next round at $12 million. That's a 4x return for you, our investors, that we're going to be bringing on after we win Startup TNT. So the ask, we're raising a total of $850,000. That breaks down into $500,000 in equity, $175,000 in debt, and $175,000 in NDF. We've already managed to bring in about $485,000 of that. We're going to put all of that towards hiring and growing that full-time employment, or that team that I've been mentioning. Most of it's going to go towards product development and expanding our sales team. Thank you very much.
All right, Stephen. Wow, audio that actually works. So I'll ask you a couple of questions, and one of them is, I think probably some people in this room don't know what a reserve fund study is or how it's mandated by different regulators. So maybe talk about that.
So every jurisdiction, every province and state in North America has the equivalent of a condo act. And that act dictates basically that you need to provide a long-term budget and contribution schedule to ensure that commonly owned property can be replaced, and there will be funds available for that. It's actually technically governed by lenders, because if you are a condo owner and you want to sell your condo and there's a buyer ready to go, if you don't have an up-to-date reserve fund study, CMHC and the mortgage broker will not approve that loan. So it gets governed in that process, and therefore every condo across North America requires a reserve fund study, and we're in a perfect position to capture those data sets and provide tools to build those budgets more effectively.
Right. So essentially you're helping condominiums buildings build and maintain their planned expenditures for replacing their capital assets.
That's right. Our tool works 2 ways. It writes the studies, and then over the term of that reserve fund study helps to manage, update, and provides insights and additional reporting to ensure that you can, I guess, that condo owner is protected.
Okay. So you build something like $400,000 in recurring revenue, and that's here in Canada. There's a pretty conspicuous market just south of us. What are your plans to capture some US market?
Yeah, if we want to head south, there is a company called Reserve Advisors down there. They're the closest thing to competition in this space. They're based out of Wisconsin. They operate in 10 states. They write thousands of studies a year. And they have a bit of an add-on software that it doesn't do what we do, but it's getting close. I'd love to go down and compete with them and share the burden of educating our market and preparing that market for our software.
So what's your timeline for going into the US market?
We're going to start testing in 2024.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well done. Yeah, thanks so much. Okay, we did it. We made it here. Thank you so much to everyone at Pitch. I think one more big round of applause for all those companies. Okay. So for people who know me from professionally, not personally, but professionally, I like to keep meetings on time, and we are way over time. So I apologize, and I am going to be facilitating the investor deliberation, and I will be doing my best to get us back here as soon as possible. But I'm going to estimate it's going to be 8 o'clock, not 7:45. So I apologize up front. But right now, what do people get to do? They get to go down there.
We get to have some drinks and make new friends and talk about all these incredible pitches and meet new people. Yeah.
And how people donated to the bar tab, right?
They sure did. And I would also like to take a few more seconds, not too many, to do a shout out to all of our beer sponsors for the night. We've got Adrian. Is that you? This Adrian? Oh my goodness. What a guy.
Any one of you can be a beer sponsor. You just e-transfer to cheers@startuptnt.com. Any denomination will do. And we will give you a shout out when we're back here.
Okay, Adrian, we still have more. We got Eric Newcomb. Thank you very much, Eric. We have Chris Weinhoff. Thank you, Chris. And I'm not surprised to see one of my most philanthropic friends on here, Kyle Kanofsky's. Thank you, Kyle.
Okay. Like I said, investors, if you can just make your way to the deliberation room. I see there's pizza down there. There should be pizza in the room up here. We'll have booze up there for you guys. But everyone else, there's pizza down there. It's getting cold. Get down there. We'll see you back here at 8 o'clock. Thanks, everyone. All right. We're here. My slides are going to come up. You can still get feedback. There we go. We're here, Crystal.
We're here.
We made it.
It's the time. Very exciting.
I'll tell you, how was the last hour for you?
I made a new friend.
You made a friend.
Yeah. Who else made a new friend?
Okay.
Yay! That's so exciting.
I'll tell you about my hour.
Okay.
It was stressful. It was intense. The hardest part was getting us back here for 8 o'clock. Clearly no one believed we could do it because you all stood down there for an extra 5 minutes, but we're here. Who do we see today, Crystal?
Well, we saw Human, Mastrius, Retinalogik, Stelor, and Wildfire Robotics.
Companies that are trying to change the world in the domains that they are in. What a great group of companies. Can we get a big round of applause for everyone who picked? I'll tell you, it is not easy. I've been in a company that pitched at Startup TNT. It is not easy. It is stressful. It's 8 weeks getting to know these guys, the group. I personally thought it was fun. This is why I became an investor. But it's stressful. It's stressful. And it's hard. And we say winner because there's one company that's going to get the winning check. But there are going to be other deals. I'll tell you that right now. But with no further ado, I will announce the winner.
Are we?
It's Retinalogik.
Woo!
It was a hard one. This was a really, really hard one. We're gonna do some champagne, some pictures, but it's actually my pleasure to say we've got 3 side deals. 3 side deals. You know, and we've got another week. We got another week with the investors where we're going to circle up with the other regions and see if we can get a 4th side deal. See if we can get that 4th side deal. But right now we're at 3 side deals. So I'd like to welcome all the other. Mastrius and Wildfire Robotics and Stelor up to the stage, please. All right. Okay. The photographer's right there, guys, right in the middle. Okay. All right. We're going to take more pictures. We're going to do more stuff. I don't want to keep you guys all from the bar. There is a little more information, though. We're going to take some more pictures, do more stuff. The night's not over. We're here till 9:30. There's still a bar, right? Are there more people who've donated?
There is still a bar, and I still have a list of people. So we can hold the applause till after as a thank you to Stephanie Bailey, Jason Gaborski from Fasken, Mark Ladley from Mountain Lion Capital, Kat Shembry, William Murphy Investments. Big round of applause.
Thank you, everyone. Okay. And you guys can make your way down. We're going to take some pictures. We're going to drink some champagne. It's been a great night. I want to say some thank yous. Our lovely stage manager, Selena, over here. I've heard she's got an incredible voice, and I heard it because it's on her webpage. And she has her own webpage, and I challenge you all to ask her about her singing talents. She's not from here. She's a professional singer from the US. We also have our volunteers. We had 4 amazing volunteers, so thank you so much to our volunteers. We have our photographer, Fred. He's here, right here. Our AV guys in the back, keeping it tight. Our ops guys on the live stream. We have Mandy in marketing, Jonah and Winnie in operations. They are killing it on the live stream. The reason we have over 900, almost 1,000 Eventbrite attendees is largely due to them. So thank you to them. I know you're listening. Good job, guys. Thank you to the venue, to Platform Calgary, one of our great community supporters. We thank you guys. You guys kill it. We love doing our events here, and we'll keep doing our events here. Pam doesn't like the spotlight, but there she is. Awesome. Thank you, Pam. Okay, guys, I hope if I've missed anyone, I have missed someone. I missed someone. I do this every time. The QR codes you guys used, and I hope you guys use more next time. Trevor Dufresne, one of our ambassadors right there. Trevor, thank you for putting that together. And I truly now hope I haven't missed anyone, and I don't want to keep you guys from the bar. So thank you, everyone, to come out. Can I get one more hand for all the companies that pitched tonight, including Huumans? Please give it up. Thank you. We'll see you down below.
Don't worry about it. Just a thankless promise.
Next week we'll